Hello, guys. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, teacher.
Good morning, Marisa. Just give me a second, okay?
Yes.
Just give me 1 second.
Good morning.
Morning. I'm just working out a few details. Just give me 1 second, please, or 2, if you may. Hmm.
Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Morning, Israeli.
Buenos días, buenos días.
Morning, good
Buenos
morning.
días.
Good morning.
Jesus Christ. I'm having a bit of technical difficulties. Just
Teacher, can you accept me in the other advice, please?
okay,
Thank you.
there. Ready.
Thanks.
Welcome. Okay. It seems that everything is right now. Hopefully. Okay, so we have Azarelli. Gabby. Georgina. Madilene. Madilene. José Luis. Ignacio. Ignacio. Liliana. Lluvia. Liliana. Lluvia. Marisa. Josué. So we are 10 people.
Good morning.
Good morning, Josué.
Morning.
So we're missing Aaron, Efraín, Rene, once again. And who else? Who else is missing?
René.
Yes, Aaron.
Lluvia.
Lluvia's here.
Oh, Jose Luis, sorry.
Yes, I'm here, Azareli.
Madilene.
I don't see you, sorry.
Azareli is here. I'm
Madilene,
missing.
where's Madilene? Aaron.
Adilena's here also. Who else is missing?
Miriam is here?
Medium. Thank you. Yes. Okay, guys. Hopefully everything is fine now. Wow, Josue, I like your background. It's great. Has to do with the with our signature. Hello, guys. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, good morning. You're tired.
Now you're right. And it's early.
It was a very difficult week for me.
I can imagine. Yes, I can
Yes,
imagine.
for me too.
Yes, for everyone. And let's see how next week paints. Okay, I'm going to begin sharing the screen.
Lo bueno que ya terminaron los CTE. So, a little bit
Good news,
less
yes.
work. Yes.
Good news. So please tell me if you can watch my screen. Just confirm.
Yes,
Yes,
crystal
teacher.
clear.
Great. Great, guys. There. So welcome to week number 2 of the signature English literature 2. So let me take a picture, and first let me clean my photograph, my camera. Then just let me think. Here comes medium. too bright. Mm. Okay. Okay.
FN, la ventanita juntas y imprimir pantalla y va a pasar el flechazo. No. Función, no lo sueltes. FN, la ventanita, dale a imprimir pantalla. Ahí está.
Thank you. Okay, guys. Can somebody tell me what was this week about? The work of the assignments?
The Renaissance.
Yes,
Yes,
the
it was
Renaissance.
about Renaissance, the works of Spencer and Shakespeare, and
Great.
everything about the Old English.
Construction.
Okay, somebody else?
The structure of the sonnet.
Okay. Somebody else, please?
The Gulliver Travels.
Gulliver Travels, okay. Okay, yes,
Professor David Crystal videos.
exactly, yes. David Crystal's videos about the original pronunciation, right?
Yes, and the language of the literature, the 500 to 600 years.
Exactly,
Let me correct, the Renaissance years.
exactly. Yes, exactly. Very good. Excellent, guys. You did your homework. Okay, let's begin. Yes, the period that we were working with in this week was about the Renaissance. And the Renaissance means rebirth. Rebirth of art and learning. And this period of movement, culture of movement, began in northern Italy. For some historians, the Renaissance gave birth also for many of the great ideas that enlightened humankind. And also those ideas gave way to the independence movements, first the revolution in France, and then the independence movements in the US, and then all the Spanish colonies in the American continent. And that has to do also with our nation, which is Mexico. So in a sense, we owe our independence to some of the ideas of the Renaissance. Now, can somebody tell me, just take a look of this visual metaphor of the Renaissance, and can somebody explain this metaphor about this period? Just first take a look about this. Take a look at it. What do you see? What aspects come to your mind when you see this visual metaphor?
I remember the first video we see. It
Okay.
says that they use the arts and the learning to improve their cities, to be better in the group.
Okay, good.
And that everything began in Europe.
Okay, yes, in Europe. Okay,
Yeah, that's a metaphor.
yes.
It shows us how the Renaissance is growth
Mhm.
with all the elements. The medieval time first at the roots, and then the Renaissance is at the end we grow with the art, with the learn, with the travels and commerce, etc.
Great, Jose Luis. Somebody else, please. Very good comments.
Some flowers and fruit was art, learning. I remember they talk about beauty, beautiful cities. And someone talk about the science too.
Great,
like that.
great, Josue. Good. Somebody else, please.
It was also the birth of architecture.
Yes. And those architectural elements, from which cultures did they come from? You remember? The architectural
Yes,
elements?
Roman. I remember.
Rome and Greek.
And
Uh-huh.
Greek. Yes.
Great, yes. Ancient Rome and ancient Greece. Excellent. Yes, as you stated, the soil where this period, the Renaissance, it came was the European soil, and it has its roots in the classical period and also the medieval period, which we went through in the last week. Those are the roots of this period, the classical and the medieval period, and it was watered by travel and commerce. So the world began to grow shorter and shorter and shorter, thanks to ships, thanks to vessels, thanks to people going to new places and people making business with other nations. For instance, nations as far as China, for instance, as far as India. And also, it began with the growth of city-states. Now, we're talking about the notions about nations, about states, about belonging to a state and being a citizen. Also, this idea comes from ancient Rome, being a citizen of a state. And the sun that gives light to all this period, to this phenomena, is humanism. Art, learning, travel, commerce has the idea to make beautiful places, but to expand the values of humankind, being honest, giving light to critical thinking, and everything was used for the better use of men. So to develop humankind, to develop thinking, to develop values. Yes, and the beauty of it is art as a flower, as a beautiful flower, and also to promote learning, learning in order to solve today's problems with some ideas, with some good ideas from the past. That is the key point of this. And here we have also a butterfly, and the butterfly is a symbol of change, because first is a caterpillar, and then it evolves in something beautiful as a butterfly, and it can fly. It can go any places it wants because it has wings. So it's a very beautiful metaphor of the Renaissance, of this period. Thank you, guys. But what was the Renaissance? Can somebody help me read, please?
Period following the Middle Ages, rebirth of classical Greece and Rome, first period to name itself and say bad things about earlier times, Dark Ages, names for artistics began in Italy and moved to northern, I can't see the rest.
Europe, sorry. Thank you. Yes, yeah, we have here a brief introduction about this period, the Renaissance. It's a rebirth, as the name says, of classical Greece or ancient Greece and Rome. It also is very critical of its previous time, the Dark Ages or the early Middle Ages. It gave way to artistic movements in painting, in sculpture, in architecture, as you just said. It began in Italy, in Florence, and it has spread throughout most part of Europe, especially to Northern Europe. Thank you. Somebody else, please, that can help me read.
With the rise of trade, travel, and literacy, the Italian Renaissance spread the Northern Europe. The
Yes, please.
ideas.
I didn't get that, but yes, the art and literature changed as people of different cultures adopted Renaissance ideas. And in every culture, in every nation, uh, added something to this period, added something to art, added something to architecture, added something also to the way things were written. So it was a very rich period in all sense. Thank you. Somebody else, please.
My teacher.
Yes, please.
Medici family, Florence, Italy. Considered the godfather of the Renaissance. Wealthy family from Florence, Italy. Paid artists and architects to create new buildings and works of art throughout the region. Artists inspired by Greek and Romance work.
Thank you, Adilene. Yes, and here we can see the coat of arms of the Medici family, which their history was resembled in the first video of activity one of this week. Very interesting video that we watched. And here we also see the Palazzo Medici di Cardi, which is in Florence. And it has the architectural element of the Renaissance. Somebody's trying to access. Just give me a second. There. Thank you. Thank you, Dilene. Somebody else, please.
Me. Florence, the birthplace of the Renaissance, began in Florence and spread north to the rest of Europe. Florence had banks, trading centers, and manufacturing. Merchants became the new class of aristocrats. Education and the arts became ways of showing wealth and had high importance.
Thank you, Sareli.
You're welcome.
So as we went through in the first video, we know that this period of this movement began in Florence and then spread out to the rest of Europe. And Florence had something very particular. It had a very advanced, as we say, culture. It had banks, so it had the trust of people from all parts of Europe. We can see this in Switzerland nowadays. Very rich people, they put their money in Swiss banks. So people from that time put their money in Florence banks. It also had trading centers, such as today in New York and in London, and also manufacturing centers. So it was a very developed nation state. So sorry, city state. It was very developed. And also, all this was fueled by commerce. And merchants became the new class of aristocrats, the new rich, as we would say. And something that is very interesting is that education became something that you could brag about. And something that was key to this is that people now could read and could write. Remember that. Guys, please, your microphones.
Espérame.
Thank you, guys. Remember that in the early Middle Ages, very few people could read and write. Now it begins a new movement that the new rich people who had now a good position wanted to be educated, wanted to know first how to read and how to write, and also how to know algebra also, because they needed the mathematics to do numbers, to do business. And also now we see now a patronage of the arts, paintings, sculptures, architecture. So these were the most important aspects of this period of time. Somebody else, please.
Italian architecture. They did not like the Gothic style building of the Middle Age. They studied Greek and Roman design using column, arcades, and domes.
Thank you, Georgina. Nowadays, people go to these places of Italy, especially Florence, Venice. People flock to these places because they want to see beauty. They want to see something that was urbanism very well planned and especially very well executed. And here we see very good examples of architecture of this time, especially in Florence, as we said, and Venice. And a good example of this also is the Vatican City, which is, the architecture is astonishing and very, very beautiful. Now, as we were saying, the Renaissance gave way to a rebirth of different aspects of human activity. First came the printing press, which was developed in 1455 by Gutenberg. Prior to the printing press, books and everything had to be handwritten by monks. Now comes a machine that can print books at a faster pace and also in a more economic way. So this artifact, this invention created a revolution of ideas. This sole invention created something new and a new discovery of how to reproduce different kinds of books that spread knowledge. And as we see here, the first book that was printed was the Bible.
The Bible.
The printing press allowed for the spread of knowledge and ideas throughout Europe. We have something new also. Somebody that can help you, please? Somebody else?
Clock. The idea of quantification developed. The universe came to be conceived in more quantifiable terms, measurable terms, allow for more precise measurements, change the focus of daily life, which had been guided by the readings of the church.
Thank you, Jose Luis. Yes, as we remember, in the early Middle Ages, everything in society, which revolved around a castle or around a lord, and all the days of the hours of the day, the hours of the day were given by religious aspects. For instance, in the morning, the call for mass, the first mass of the day, and then at noon, well, you had to pray the Angelus, and then at 3 you had another special time, the mercy time, and so on and so on. And the bells of the church will tell you what time it was. It was time to pray for the Angelus, time to go to mass, time to pray for mercy, etc., etc. And now you had clocks in the most important places of the city, which is a trend that today exists. Here in Wasabe, for instance, you can see that it was installed a clock in City Hall, which is right now is the building of Cele of Wadeo. This trend also originated in this period, the Renaissance. Guys, I only have 8 minutes left, so I'm going to end this session and we'll continue right away. Okay, so see you in a bit.
Okay.